Until relatively recently, when she entered the workplace, she did not do so as a Madison police officer, but as a college professor.
I was living in Washington, D.C., and I was a history professor there at George Washington University.
Natalie Diebold did not know much about policing.
All right, so you're being dispatched to...
But had heard about the MPD and decided to do a little research before taking a bold leap of faith.
If my suspect is here and I'm in a good stance...
What's the operative term?
Like we said, we want to check everything.
Practice muzzle discipline here, okay?
Ready? 2, 3, 4.
Everything that I read made me interested, and it also made me enthused about wanting to be a police officer in a place that valued the community and community policing and diversity so much.
We have a motto here at the Police Training Center. It's policing forward, building character, competence, and collaboration. And that's really what we're all about. That's who we are.
I'll go left.
The MPD's state-of-the-art, 35,000 square foot brand new training center is an eclectic space.
Madison Police, show us your hands. Drop the weapon.
Where you can find Madison police officers updating their training or law enforcement personnel from across the region learning how to keep a steady hand on the wheel as rain and snow give way to clear skies.
So we've already frisked the waistline, or at least checked it. I'm untucking his shirt.
This is also the place where citizens participate in all sorts of academies, and MPD recruits spend 6 months before hitting the streets.
You have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
I had no idea what I was getting into, in a very good way. Charlie 3M23.
Officer Diebold was in last year's recruit class.
Just leave me alone.
Step away from the table, drop the knife right now.
What are you gonna do?
I need you to drop it right now.
Okay.
And it ended up being so much more than I ever thought it could be. So I learned so many things about myself and about other people while I was going through training, and especially the things that I learned from the training cadre who works here were incredible.
So the term that we're using for that is, do our independent observations corroborate with what we're seeing in real time?
For recruits, mornings kick off with legal seminars taught by the police chief.
It is both incredibly intimidating and nerve-wracking, and also so educational. He is phenomenal at everything that he does, particularly teaching, and he has an excellent legal mind, and he's hilarious. So those early morning classes with him were always enjoyable, even if you were up late the night before studying.
What's another source of information that you can rely on in making that stop?
The MPD hires many who have no real background in policing, so this is really a hands-on education as recruits literally feel their way into a new profession.
Anyone have any idea what this was? Oh, well, good. You got the 2 guns. I'm so proud of you.
All teaching here are experts in their fields.
If you feel this and you go, I don't know what it is, but it's not a weapon, you can ask them, what is it? And they may tell you, it's my inhaler. Yeah, well, they inhale marijuana. So, but at that point, that's not the reason for your frisk. Your frisk isn't to necessarily find contraband or paraphernalia or drugs. Your whole reason for the frisk is to make sure you can talk to this person safely.
I had never used a weapon before I came to the police academy, so that was very new for me.
Make sure you're practicing muzzle discipline, all right? On the command of gun. Gun!
Sue Carnell is in her 25th year with the MPD and is constantly impressed with the caliber of people coming into the department.
Let's try that again, okay? Let's try it on the left-hand side of cover. The left-hand side of cover, 5 rounds. Slice that pie.
When we're at our most cynical moments and we think that people don't care anymore, well, just look here, because people still want to do this, and not for selfish reasons. You can't do this job for selfish reasons. This job really is about service.
We are constantly recruiting. We are looking for officers that are mature, have a diverse life experience, reflect the diversity of our community, people that are good problem solvers, people that are critical thinkers, and most importantly, people that are good communicators. We can give them the tools, we can provide them the training, but it all starts with the people that we hire.
I think that's one of the best things about this department. They invest an incredible amount of resources and time and energy into making sure that we have the most up-to-date trainings, but also trainings that look at the police officer as an entire person. So not just weapons training, not just tactical training, fighting training, but also how to take care of yourself mentally, and then also investigative strategies. And they also have trainings geared, for instance, towards minorities, towards women, how to police in the modern world, and especially in terms of recent events that have happened in the nation and across the world, and how to handle that every day.
Boy, it's been really hard, and it's more than commendable for people to walk in during this time. It's courageous, because what it shows me is that they're willing to put themselves out there for this community and say, listen, we know that it's hard, but it still needs to be done, and it's still worth doing. And we're still needed, and we're not going to give up on our community, and we're going to really work hard to change the face of the relationships that we need to change with the individuals in our communities, the groups, the organizations, the businesses. Everything's important. People are important.
I think that one of the invaluable lessons we learned about particularly the recent past regarding police is that humility is the most important thing that you can possibly have, because there's no way to put yourself in someone else's shoes when you're interacting with them and to know what police represent to that person. And so I've learned so much talking with people who are very angry about events, and not only listening to them, but then taking forth lessons that I can apply in other situations based on my interactions with them.
Not for a day does she regret her bold decision to change careers.
I think I'm always excited. I think there's certainly a feeling of pride working here, and then I love the fact that my station is right next to a preschool, so I go out every day to the sound of children playing, and I get in my squad car and get to wave to them, and they always remind you why you're doing this job, because you want to protect and serve.